Welcome to the next episode of the Interlocking Loops Flosstube video. Well, it's been a couple weeks since we talked. Let's see what's been happening in my world of crafts. I have some finished objects. If you remember, I was working on a Lizzie Kate pattern, Halloween sampler, and yes, I did have it done in time for Halloween. I just haven't fully finished it. Next year ought to be a banner year because I have all these to get finished, so I'll have more to display. This is the actual leaflet Halloween sampler. And here is the finished. I didn't get a chance to get it ironed, but check out those little witch hats, those little spiders. Oh, aren't they adorable? So I'm pretty happy with that. I don't remember now if it's 16 count Ada, but that I coffee tea dyed. It doesn't show as much of the color with the lighting, but that's finished. And that was all done in DMC. The next one I have finished is a hands-on design pattern. I want to make sure I get the name right. Autumn Skies. And this one, if you remember, has two different patterns with it. And I finished the small one. I'll be making that into a pillow as well. I did do one thing a little bit differently with that one than the design calls for. I just love the little pumpkins in there. So what I did, the initial pattern is written. I don't know if you can see that stitching there. But what I did with mine, I added another pumpkin. And I made a little blue pumpkin with a green stem and a nice little green leaf. So when this is finished, the felt that comes with it will come across here. And I'm looking forward to having that for next year. I can't wait to display that. Also on probably 16 count Ada coffee tea dyed. The floss colors are the same ones that are asked for in the pattern. And that's finished. All right, we'll switch to another finished object. It is knitting. I'm in a shawl swap, and I did make the Daybreak shawl by Stephen West. Now that comes in 3 different sizes, and I used 2 different colors of fingering weight. And I finished it here recently. It will go off in the mail before the week's end. So, kind of nice. So, the gal I made it for lives in Florida. And I thought maybe it looked a little bit like sand on the beach. And then the stripes look like waves, maybe of water. Kind of simulate that a little bit. I've been able to wash and block that. I'm going to try to fold it in a way that it still looks very nice when I put it back away. So that's finished. Okay, let's look at things, works in progress. Now I didn't bring over the sweater, the colorwork sweater I've been working on, the Humulus, but maybe I'll show that next time. Another thing, if you remember, I've been working on punch needle, and I still believe in celebrating fall weather through Thanksgiving. So this is a cute pumpkin. I have it outlined. There'll be different color orange filling in, and then a kind of a taupe background. And if you remember, this one came from the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher from, I believe, fall of last year. This episode, try to keep away the glare. If you don't subscribe to this magazine and you're a crafter that think you maybe will like that, check it out. I think with your subscription, I think you get access to at least the last year or 2 of patterns, and I think it'd be worth your while. The actual pattern is called On the Corner of Pumpkin and Vine. And the finished will look similar to this right here. So I like a good pumpkin, and I like a pumpkin that looks like it has good, what I would call ribs to it. That isn't real smooth, that has kind of a curved, fluted side. And the same way, I feel the same way with tomatoes. The ones that are smoother, oh, they're okay, but if you've got a nice ribbed tomato, I just think something about that just looks nice. So let's talk a little bit about acquisitions. Okay, so Craftsy.com is now called Blueprint, and they periodically run specials, and I bought some fabric that maybe end up being some finishing fabric. This is by Lily and Loom off of Blueprint. One is a green plaid, and yes, the Christmas red plaid that goes with it. I just thought that was so pretty. I can see that backing some cute pillows. So that managed to make its way to my house. So let's see. I have a few different things here. We haven't talked in a little bit, so it's kind of built up just a little bit. I did buy from 123 Stitch a Mirabilia kit, the Christmas Elf Fairy, and isn't that cute? It came in a kit. It has the beads with it, and I have not knit one, or I have not stitched one of these in the past. It comes with the fabric as well as the flosses. So it had been out of stock, and when I got the notification it was back in stock, I went over and snatched it right up. To me, okay, so it's hard to tell, but that little girl looks like she has reddish hair. Now, any of you that know me or have heard me talking through most of these episodes, and even into my audio podcast, know that I have a redhead girl. So she's got curly red hair too, and when I first saw this finished by another stitcher, I knew eventually that would have to be mine because it reminded me of her. So let's see. I have bought some more fabric from Luminous Fiber Arts from Misty, and she's on Etsy. And let me grab my glasses. Let's see. This is Opalescence, I think. Ada, it's a fat half, a 16 count. Let's see if I have something that looks bright white to show it against. I really don't. But it is a pretty, kind of a pear yellow. And maybe show you against some off-white. I don't know whether that will help much either. Won't give you as much contrast as I'd hoped. But to kind of tell, so that's an off-white paper, and this is the Opalescence and 16 count on Ada. I also purchased the fabric color she has called Snowy Day, and it's a fat eighth, a 16 count Ada, and this is a light green, and I'll put it next to the other one. Maybe that'll help give you a better idea of the colors. So it's a little bit greenish. And the last one is also 16 count in soft porcelain in Ada. So this is more of a, well, it's porcelain. It's a off-white, kind of an elegant look to it. So here are the three colors kind of together. So this is the porcelain on top. So that's been nice. I really like how she dyes her fabric. So Luminous Fiber Arts, look her up on Etsy. Sign up for her newsletter so you'll get notified when there's going to be an update in her shop, and then you can grab some too. So let's see, another thing. Okay, this goes into what I have been doing since we spoke last. We've been busy on the farm. We finished all the shearing of the sheep. We started cleaning out the barn for winter as we bring a lot of the animals inside, and I want to make sure they can get out of the weather. As you remember, we don't have a whole lot of animals. But so that's been finished. We went on a vacation to go see our son. Now, if you remember, he's down in Memphis, Tennessee. And while my husband moved him down there, and he tells me, "Mom, I'm doing just fine." As a mom, I feel better actually going down and seeing with my own beady eyes that he's doing just fine. And indeed, he was doing just fine. But in going down there, we did a variety of things down there. And one of the things we did was go to a cross-stitch store called Stitchers Inc. And for you gals that are of Stitchers Inc. that are watching, I may be calling to place another order. Just to give you a heads up. So I bought a couple patterns. One of the Plum Street Samplers Autumn Salt boxes. Aren't those cute? I've got the Spring Salt boxes. I've started stitching on one of those. I think I'm going to try to get the whole set. Like Plum Street Samplers. I just think that's so pretty. I love little houses and I love barns, stitching those things. Another one, it's a Sue Hillis design. It's Christmas leaflet. So this one I thought would be nice for making some little bitty pillows. Look at those stockings. Aren't those adorable? Oh, I just love those. Look at this mug. Cute. To have little bitty pillows. It's got candy canes. It has a wrapped present. Deck the halls. Your gingerbread men. Decorated with, of course, Christmas hats on. Santa hats on. I don't know that I can quite get it close enough for you to be able to see, but it's just adorable. So this one can be used lots of different ways. Not only making a big design, but all these little ones too. Kind of like a bonus in a bonus. The last thing I purchased, which was actually the purpose of going to the store, was I was looking for fabric and 8 cloth, 16 count, because I wanted to do the glitter houses. And I decided this would be the first thing that I wanted to do all of the designs together. And there are 9 houses. And when I looked through different colors and different things, I ended up going with a touch of gray. 8 16 count. And that is a touch of gray. I think that'll be really nice though. So I haven't started those. I'm hoping when the winter weather and snow starts to fly, I'll be able to start those. So I am going to do a lot of those for the most part in the fancy flosses that are called for. I'm excited about those. I think those little houses are just adorable. So stay tuned. That will be coming maybe January-ish. We'll get started. But we did several things when we were down in Memphis. We walked the bridge that spans from Tennessee to Arkansas. We did that. We went up in the Bass Pro Shop. Now, I'm not someone that really likes hunting or that kind of thing, but I'll tell you, if you get a chance to go up there, the building is in a pyramid shape. You can take an elevator clear up to the top and step outside and look around. There's a fudge shop in there, and the gals at the stitching at Stitchers Inc. Encouraged me that, you might want to go try some of their fudge, and we sure did. So that was fun. That was a great trip. He was doing well. We went out to see several restaurants. I've been full of, between fried foods and barbecue, I've had my fill of those for a little while now. But it was really good to see. I got to meet one of his 2 roommates and see that indeed he's doing just fine. So that always makes Mom feel better. So the weather's been up and down here. Today, earlier, it was almost 60 degrees. By the time we were outside working with the livestock, about 6:15, it had dropped to 35. Our high for tomorrow is 34. It's supposed to be back up to like 54 on Saturday, and then by Monday the high is 24. Yes, 24. Oh, that's cold. So, crazy. I have been looking about what to do next. Now for my Stitch 9 from Farm Girl, I still have one project left to complete, and that is a rag quilt. So that's going to have to get started. I have everything cut out. I just need to sew everything together. And I'm not the fastest seamstress with a sewing machine either. My skills are fairly basic when it comes to sewing. I hope to get that going here any time now. It'll be primarily a weekend project. I feel like I run out of time by the time I come home from work. do the outside stuff, eat supper, spend a little time, whether it's knitting or crochet or cross stitch, and then lo and behold, it's time for bed. So I won't be doing any sewing during the week, I can tell that. But I have been looking at the Christmas ornament, the cross stitch, just cross stitch 2019 special holiday edition Christmas ornaments for some little pillow or ornament that I would like to make. And the one I fell in love with when I was looking through it today is toward the back. And it's Christmas Bullfinch by, oh boy, a gal I think is Russian. Called, let's see, Christmas Bullfinch. So it's a cute little bird. There are little ornaments hanging off of his tree branch. Check that out. Is that not adorable? I like little birds. It's nice and wintry too. You could keep it up through the whole winter if you wanted to. So that one I anticipate making that and gifting that perhaps. If you haven't bought your episode of Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments edition for this year, you might want to check that out. So okay, as far as other things that I'm going to start, I actually was sorting out the flosses today for this one on my lunch break at work. It is by Brenda Gervais, Jingle All The Way. It's got your Santa Claus. This isn't coming up quite as red as it really looks, but I have bought part of the fancy floss for this as well. Some of it that's in smaller detail that you don't use a lot of, I actually have still in DMC. But I bought this last year specifically hoping to do it this time of year. So hope to get that going by the end of the month. And then other ones I plan on working on through winter time include Little House Needleworks, Winter ABCs. I may have talked about this before, but now it's going to be up and coming sometime in December to get that started. So it has everything from snowman on it to daffodils, a cute little house, a little sled, a wreath, some mittens. Adorable. I don't know how well you can see that at all, but there's a total of 4 in the series, and I have all of them now. But the one I like the absolute most is this one, and that's Winter ABCs by Little House Needleworks. We're experimenting with a little bit different angle with the lights and the table I'm working with. So, you know, these floss tubes are always a work in progress. A few more I bought of Brenda Gervais when I discovered her when I got back to cross stitching include Candy Cane Wishes. Now, I do a lot of snowmen. I don't do quite as many Santa Clauses as decoration. But this one, do you see the cute little red cardinals in that picture? I like that a lot. And there are 2 others that have snowmen in them, so I may be topped out on needing to stitch snowmen once I get these going. But I have Jolly Happy Soul, Frosty the Snowman, and then the last one is Snowbirds. What looks like the Mr. and Mrs. Snowman, maybe. All these are by Brenda Gervais. Isn't that adorable? It's maybe a lot of fill-in, but I think that's going to be really nice. And these will make really nice pillows. And of course there are more birds in that one as well. So I'm a little bit bird crazy. We do like to feed the birds. Where I tend to like to sit on the weekends and cross stitch is near some sliding glass windows. And on the other side of that is our deck. And we have bird feeders, so we'll be feeding the birds again. Here coming up, we've already had our first snow, and we kind of pay attention at my work about the wives' tales of the first day you get the first snow, you'll have that many more snows through the winter. And it sounds crazy, but a lot of years it's actually not very far off. So we had years we didn't have any snow till December 4th, and we only maybe had 6 snows. Now last year was a very tough winter. We had a lot of snow. A lot of ice, So I don't know if having our first snow October 28th was a good idea or not, but it doesn't mean they have to be big snows. We just count them if they're kind of trackable. If you can track your footprints in them, we count it. So that's what's been going on. I don't have any other big knitting projects going except that sweater, which I may show next time. And I finished the color work on that, and I'll be making it extra short sleeved instead of long as I get plenty warm as it is. And I have the body to go, and that'll be an ongoing project. I anticipate that won't be finished up to probably in December. But so that's my crafting. So maybe next time I can show you what I have done on the rag quilt. Maybe it'll be finished. I don't know, but maybe. And I hope to start another punch needle project as soon as this fall one is finished as well. So I have a lot of plans. I hope to get it all done. Stay tuned. For those of you that are interested in seeing more about my crafts and the hobbies that I'm involved with, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to get a notification when those episodes come up. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to message down below and I'll try my best to answer them. If not personally on YouTube, then it'll be in the next episode. Until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.